Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Conversations with My Cuz, starring Cuzzo Michelle with one L, and her cousin, of course, her Cuzzo Shay Lachey. And these ladies are out here doing the streaming live on StreamYard with empowerment, elevation, and enlightenment. And I'm telling you, these two ladies are not here to offend nobody. But sometimes things are just too funny not to talk about. And that's what they're gonna do. So please tune in every week, live stream. And if you miss them, you can catch them on their Facebook or any kind of social media page.
Welcome. Conversation with My Cuz, starring Shay Lachey, Michelle with one L, and I am DJ Big Rod.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good,
We're
y'all?
back.
Yeah, did you miss
What's
us?
up?
I miss you.
Did you miss
Yes,
us?
we're back together.
We're back together. These last couple weeks, we've all been missing in one way or another.
Yes, but now here we are, baby.
All three of us in the building.
Yes, I am Shay Lachey.
And it's me, your girl Michelle with one L.
I am DJ Big Rod.
Yeah. In the building.
Yes, we separated, but just like I don't know, Voltron or something, we back together again.
We form that unity.
Autobots. That's what I want to say.
Autobots.
Yes, I'm saying. Yes.
Man, but we want to shout out to the people that filled in on when I was gone. Shout out to T Jones, my daughter, and Tyler. They did a really, really great job.
Yes.
In filling in, and Rashay was, he's always here. So
the DJ.
But
he kind of did his thing, like a little extra something.
Right.
Like, I was like, okay, he got a lot to say.
Well, I'm jealous. You was in foreign lands and big planes. You know what I'm saying? Let me hold a little something.
Yeah, honey, I'm about to be out there with a lemonade stand because I tell you, I left it all in Dubai, honey.
You're looking nice and tanned and crisp.
Like, let me get the hell out of here so I can be able to pay my rent.
Traveling on vacation and can't pay your rent when you come back.
Jet lag. Yeah, man.
I like the caramel skin. I like the caramel. Looking very chocolate.
6 degrees. There was no way that I was going to be anything but that, because at 106 degrees, y'all lucky I ain't crispy. Shoot. I was like, it's October is the time to go. Although everything about that trip was the bomb. Dubai is it. The food was great. The people was great. The place was clean. It felt safe. All the events I did, and I did everything, boy. When I tell you Dubai don't owe me a thing, it was really good. I recommend that trip for anybody.
Yes.
Especially going to
on my list of places to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But I saw you over here. Y'all was holding it down in a wonderful way. So, I did tune in. It was 4:00 in the morning. So, I couldn't hold on. I was trying but it was 4 a.m. for me. So, it's what it is. But should we toast?
Yeah,
I think we should toast.
Oh, come on. I'm ready. I'm taking it straight this time. No mix-up.
Listen. You should have told us. Yeah, I would have had a shot. I got a little something in there, but no, we're going to.
No, I'm saying if she could take planes, I could take shots, right?
Yeah, you can. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Cat shots, not planes.
We missed you, Shay. We missed you.
I'm back.
So what we toasting to? It is Pride. Happy Pride.
It gotta be Pride.
Yeah. Happy Pride.
Yes.
We toasting to Happy Pride.
The smaller parade that they doing, everything. Here we are, because we are allies.
We are indeed. It's one love. It's one love.
To Pride.
So yeah. And you know,
I like the way you smack your lips, Michelle.
I gotta do that. I got to do it like that.
Hey.
And before we go into, you know, our discussion, a shout out to chat one time for the one time.
Yes.
So, you know, hey, Key, as always, she's right there. Johnny on the spot. Hey,
yes, Kenya. You're always there. I love it.
Hey, Ronald.
Noah, my sis.
Oh, we got
hey, girl.
Hey, T.
Watch she in the house. I see Roland there.
Hey, Roland. What's up, y'all? And for those who are maybe not commenting in the chats, hey to everyone who's joining us.
Yes.
And also to our
watchers,
radio listeners. We are on iHeartRadio and Spotify. Yes, so all of those are out there that are listening. What's up, y'all? You know, thank you for tuning in.
The house. Yes.
Right.
So today is a great day.
And also to the radio listeners, really, really quick, is that because they can't see us, they can only hear us. So, you know, today is Pride Day, for those of you who don't know, and we are celebrating.
They better know.
They better know. If they don't know, they gonna know.
It's the 51st anniversary of the parade, so they better get their whole life together if they don't know.
Together.
Yes. So we are in the building.
In the building, and you know, this is what we're talking about. But before we even get into whatever we're going to get into,
we got something to get off our chest.
What's trending?
I do.
What's trending?
I'm a little annoyed today about this whole second time that Monique has come out and shamed a sister for looking, and I have to say it, a mess in the airport. She's looking a mess. However, without really understanding this sister's plight, she posted her picture, and afterwards, this same sister replied and explained, not really explained, but was kind of like, you know, telling her story a little bit and about how
my picture down. Please remove my picture because I'm embarrassed.
She was running. It was a last minute situation trying to help a family member out, and that she was going through a domestic violence situation. So for me, that's infuriating because you don't know people's situation. And for Monique, who's someone who has such a large platform, you have to know that when you do something like that, that you can affect someone's
entire life.
Yeah.
Because now it's a viral situation, because not only was it a picture that she didn't take, somebody sent her the picture, and she made it a point to let us know that someone sent the picture to her, and she wanted to make another point to say this is what we were talking about when she talked about the whole bonnet thing. We got your point the first time when you made that point. There was no need for you to go and reiterate it with another person's picture, whom you don't know, and you don't know why she's out there looking the way she's looking. And the woman would even express that she's depressed and suicidal. And this, you know, this made her feel really, really bad. And she was pleading for her to take the picture down. From our last check, it was still up there.
It is still up there.
Yeah, it's still up there. And I think that, you know, people have to be, not just celebrities, all of us, we have to be mindful about the things that we're saying and doing and posting on social media, and just period. Because you don't know a person's situation and what they're going through.
Other people's business. Mind your damn business.
Mind your business.
But sometimes people is going overboard with the likes. Everybody wants a like. And the problem I got right now is like with Instagram, right? I was talking to my young nephew. He's in marketing, and Instagram requires you to post something every day so your feed can be seen. So the more you post, the more you're going to be seen. So now when you go on Instagram, when you go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, in all of these sites is that for you to get your, no matter how many followers you got, it goes on how you post to get to your followers. So, and they want you to have usage so people can come back and see the advertisements. So now a lot of the celebrities, they posting a lot of dumb shit. Excuse my French, but it's annoying. If you go on Instagram, I don't even go on there no more because the dumb things that people are posting, but they have to post stupidity to order to get their views seen, like where they're going to be playing, what shows they doing. So they also have to do anything. So, and I was also advised at least to put something up in my story every day. And I'm like, well, I don't do something every day when it's containing entertainment. I got a life too as well.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the pressure that a lot of these entertainers are feeling from social media. But damn, it needs to change. Stop posting stupidity. Everybody, period.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's frustrating.
It is frustrating, but you're affecting, and you're also affecting other people's lives when you're doing it.
Exactly.
So you gotta be real careful with that. You gotta be responsible and be careful with that. And she even shared a story how she talked about how Patti LaBelle had pulled her to the side and had a conversation with her about whatever her appearance or where she spoke.
Because she didn't always look great.
No, I don't know if it was her appearance. I don't know what it was, but it was something about, I think, whatever it was, she pulled her to the side and had a conversation with her. I can respect that.
Yeah, you know, I love Monique, but I think honestly, even when she first started coming out with the comedy and talking about skinny people and I'm a big woman,
right?
Like, yo, look inside of your inner self, because your beauty sometimes can make you really ugly. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just sad. Like, you know, it's other things that you can do, but come on, like, work on yourself a little bit before you even go out there in the social media world and all that other stuff that she's been doing. It's crazy.
Yeah, she's just doing way too much. Sit down, Monique.
Sit down.
Yeah, but she spent the day with her name in everybody's mouth. So
all day today.
Now she's sitting back, but it's at the expense of
everybody
this woman.
Else. Exactly.
Today it's at the expense of this woman who you can't take it back.
Right, it's done.
Even
if she removes it, it's still there because it's already on the shade. It's already in the shade room. It's already people done screenshotted it, so it's out there.
Exactly. So, Instagram owns it now. Facebook owns it now. You don't have no control over it, and it just stop it with the stupidity. Everybody, stop it with the stupid posts. It's just dumb.
And agreeing with the foolishness, because somebody said today that once it's out, you know, it's our business once it's viral. No, it's not. You make it your business when you start to comment and share it.
And that's another thing too. People need to really, really get a life. Like, honestly, your life shouldn't surround around social media.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy. Just stop it with the nonsense.
And if you follow anybody long enough in the street, you're gonna catch anybody off. Everybody's not in good shape every day. You know how many times I left my house and had attitude like, well, I know I clean up well, but I'll be out there
running whatever. Store, exactly.
Hey, y'all should see me now. Cameras got tricks. But let's get off of that negativity. Let's talk about this Chauvin. The 22 years, the 22 and a half years, like justice has finally been served, really, honestly. And a lot of people are saying that justice wasn't really served. But if you listen to the judge gave him another 8 years for your stupidity. Remember, it was supposed to be, it was 15. No, it was like 15 years or something that he was looking at. And then that was the minimum. The judge put 8 on him because you tried to abuse your power.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Isn't there another case that he has to go up against? Some federal case, I believe.
They might be doing that too.
There might be another. He might get some more charges. So I'm hoping. And my thing is, who knows what's gonna happen? You know, I ain't wishing nothing bad on people, but
I don't want
whatever happens, just happens.
Yeah, he can be the first example, but I want that follow through to come through for when we have situations like that again, that you hold them accountable equally.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what's gonna matter. So Absolutely. That you know that it's not just this one judge and this one fluke because it was big. Like, you know, he got to be the poster child for it.
And there was no way you could not ignore it because, I mean, it's a videotape. Clearly,
but just shout out to the judge for really standing up, and he's not one of us, so he might have felt our pain just a little bit. And sometimes the justice system, they honestly like that speech that he gave at the end was like, "Yo, I'm hitting you with this 8 because of your stupidity." You understand what I'm saying? You thought you was the man and you abused your power.
Now what?
Now he got 8 years to think about.
You got 8 more years. And yo, the thing is, now he got to fine. A lot of people don't even, and this is the beautiful thing. So now if he get a job in jail, guess what? You don't get no money. That goes to that fine. You got to
pay it.
Now you're doing 8 years, and now you got to work in the kitchen for
free.
Get out of here.
Bitch. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, we mad about that. DJ said let's talk about good news, but the reality is that's another thing we mad about.
Exactly.
Still angry.
Exactly.
Here.
That's like when your kid do something really bad and you gotta like snatch them up, and then you snatch them up, you still like, you little punk. That's all I can do to you. You lucky child.
And on top of that, he has to do 2/3 of his time. So you're gonna get hit at the board. Yo, my man, you're doing 20 years minimum.
At least 15.
No, 2/3, and then he's gonna get hit at the board on murder. On manslaughter, you never get a first time parole.
But they gave him I think they gave him time. I don't know how the time served. So it's
some odd months, but he's gonna have to do 20 years. Sit down and hold that. Next time, just say thank you to a black man. Get out of here.
That would be nice.
I almost said something. Whew, I had to bring it back. I had to bring it on back. I had to bring it on back.
Not bad. Power to the people.
So, let's move on to our next segment of the show, guys.
Oh, this is it. This is my part. Go ahead, Michelle. Do that. Go ahead.
And now it's time for Let Me Ask My Cuz.
Let me ask my cuz.
Take that.
She'll get up all on the mic.
I gotta go close to it, gotta let me. That's how you gotta do it,
You want me to ask the first question?
You go on and ask the first cousin. Okay. Question, cousin.
Okay.
He was on vacation. I'm saying.
I was.
Nice.
I'm ready.
I say hating big time right now.
I don't know why it's not like he ain't been to Dubai.
I should be the hater because both of y'all been and I have not.
Yeah, he went first.
I was working.
You showed me the way of the Jedi. I was like, what is the DJ doing? I want to do that too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not listening to our viewers who keep telling me to stop singing. Keisha.
Oh, you gonna sing?
I'm gonna sing.
I like
sing about the moon and
I'm about to do the dance in the middle. Take that. It's the remix. Take that.
All right, let's get to the question.
Okay.
Here's the question. It says, if you could go back in time and give yourself some advice, what would you tell your younger self?
Woo! The first thing I would tell my younger self is love yourself more.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Love yourself.
I hear that.
In spite of whatever is going on, love yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm close to that. Is really put yourself first, because
put yourself first.
If you're not whole, I could be no good to you. So I got to think of me more than I think of anybody else.
Absolutely.
I would say be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Like forgiving your mistakes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because God knows I made a lot of them along the way, so and I was hard on myself. Mm-hmm. And the world is hard enough on you. You don't have to beat yourself up about it. The world does it for you. So be kind to yourself. That's my thing.
Yes. And that one time you walked away and didn't punch that girl in her mouth, you should have did it.
I remember that. Yeah, you should have.
Oh, y'all crazy.
Michelle, why you ain't do it for? You should have did it for Michelle.
She deserved it.
Y'all promoting violence.
Okay, I'm sorry. That one time I should have did it. I should have did it.
Do forth onto others as they will do to you.
Because take that. Your life, you're gonna be like, I should have gone home.
I should have gone home. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, now in my life, I walk away. Now, I don't choose violence now.
Yeah.
And even back then, if I walked away, that was a big deal because I chose violence back then.
Yeah, you were a little bit of a bully. A little bit of a bully.
Chose violence.
I don't know if I want to call you a bully as much as you were aggressive.
I was
like,
super,
you know, you was ready to pop off, but you was ready to pop off. That was different. Like, you're aggressive with your mouth and with your words, but you're not aggressive physically.
No, I don't want to fight nobody.
I don't think you can anymore because
hold on. She talking about your hands, son. She talking about your hands, son.
No, she got hands.
No, she
only got like 1 or 2 punches, and then all you gotta do is push her down to the ground.
Wait, Shay, did you see her face? You gotta go back to the videotape. You had to see them eyebrows. They went in, like, hold on. Don't y'all forget.
Like, you gonna try me, son?
But yo, shout out to Michelle though. I mean, honestly, just from coming from the battle, coming from where we at now, like I'm super proud of you. Like you just really learned how to chill the fuck out. And it's fabulous. I'm super proud.
I'm still growing. I appreciate
it's a work in progress every day.
And you know what? I think it's great that we give each other our flowers while we're still here.
Yes, it is.
Yes, we all should.
You know, we gave Shay her flowers. She went to Dubai.
I always give Shay. The hell with her and her damn flowers.
I got Michelle.
The hell with her,
girl. You do, and I appreciate it. Rashay gonna give me my doggone flowers. I have to go in his house and snatch them from all around his damn walkway. These are mine. This is mine.
And according to what he said earlier, he got a bunch because he was out there cutting down trees. So it's probably a lot of flowers on the ground.
Right. Take it all.
About that. So yeah,
you all right. You be all right.
So next question, guys. My son doesn't want to go to school. He says that his teacher and all the other students hate him. What should I do? Oh God.
Oh, my son. I have sons, so that kind of like gets me in the heart.
See, the old me would be like, I'm going up there.
I'm going up there. I'm going up to the school. Mommy taking the day off tomorrow. Or I'm calling and I'm going to say I need a conference with the teacher, right? Because this is an opportunity where you and the teacher and maybe the faculty of the school need to be able to come together and support my child.
Right.
And to figure out a way for him to feel included. If maybe not, you can't really force the students, but certainly the teachers can find a way to support him.
Absolutely.
So I had a situation where my son, when he was in school, and he had a teacher who made fun of the kids, right? In a way where she would say things that would embarrass them in class. And my son came home and was like, well, it hurt my feelings, but I kind of like laughed it off or whatever. So I didn't make a big deal of it until parent teachers. And I got there and I had my son walk away and I leaned in so I could make my point.
Bitch, like you ever.
Look here, you may not realize, right? Because you think that they laughing with you, but you're hurting the kids' feelings. And, she was, clearly it was a revelation for her because you think that you don't realize sometimes what you are saying and what you are doing. But, I got her all the way together. But
sometimes you got to do it.
Right. And it wasn't a situation that he wanted me to make a big deal of because he wasn't a young kid. But if you're younger and you feel like you coming to me and asking for help, then I think in that situation, I would have put together a conference with the teacher and maybe the faculty and coping skills with students is a difficult thing with kids. Like, they got the bullying situation. I am all for tell a teacher one time and then handle the situation on your own and I got your back. And I know that may not sound nice to a lot of people, but my mother was one that told me, if you getting pushed around, because remember when I was in third grade, second grade, there was a girl, Karen Henderson, who used to push me around. And my mother was like, all you got to do is defend yourself one time. One time she did something, I cracked up. Bop!
Wow.
I never had to worry about her again. I was like, this works.
It does. It does.
After that, and still till today, I'm not gonna hesitate to, remedy the situation straight away, so we don't have to continue on with this thing. So I've always said that to my kids, and I don't know if that's the right thing, but that's my take on the situation. So
I think that if a child doesn't want to go to school, you got to look at every aspect of it. He said the teacher hates him and the students.
Right.
So this is something a little deeper there. Something a little deeper there, because if you're thinking that everybody hates you, now we're going to go up to the school. We're going to have a nice little conversation with the teacher. Because I remember, I got a story too from Elijah. And, they kept saying that he was bad and he was doing this and he was acting out. And every day he was coming home, the kids is picking on him and the teacher's not helping him. So he's crying out for help. So I went to the school and I said to her, if every single day somebody walked up to you and poked you with a pencil or a pen every day for 3 weeks, at the end of those 3 weeks, you're going to lose your mind because it keeps happening and no one's doing anything about it.
Right.
So you need to, as the teacher, you need to be watching and monitoring and seeing what's going on in your classroom to make sure that these kids is not picking on my son. What I want to say, because if I have to come back up here, it's going to be
if he reacts,
be on and popping.
Right. Or if he reacts, then it's on you.
Because that was what happened. He did react because it was constant. It was an everyday thing. So it's like, you got to look at the teachers, because some of these teachers, we all know, because we had to show about it, ain't for the kids.
I appreciate everything that I appreciate the reason why y'all brought me in on certain segments, because from a male's perspective, sometimes I'm looking at it from, okay, it's the teachers, it's the kids. What's going on with you? You understand what I'm saying? Let's look at you first. Let me talk to you. You understand what I'm saying? Because like I said before, if it talks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck. So that means like I got to find out exactly what's going on with you. Is it something that you're not understanding? Let's figure that out. And you don't want to, you understand what I'm saying? That you don't want to look like you're stupid and you're feeling like you don't want to be a part, but you don't want to understand. Or is it a girl in class that you like and you think you ugly? You understand what I'm saying? So, and then we have to get with our kids and find out exactly what the root is, what the root is, and then deal with it. Like with my son, when issues come up, like I said before, you're gonna take accountability for a lot of stuff that you do. So you can't come to me and say this is why you don't do this because somebody else. Right. It's not. Let's find out about you. Absolutely. And then we'll go ahead and we'll deal with the teacher, because I need to know is a lot of the times they explain that a lot of children need to be taught and handled a different way, because that's why they have IEPs and stuff like that. Right. So we need to get to the root of it and find out first if it's something that you're not understanding, or it's something that you can't articulate and explain to people to get them to understand where you're coming from. I agree, because it's not always the teacher. Right. It's not. It could be something that the child is not getting, or something they're feeling about themselves. We got to get to, and that's what I think is we react quickly because it's our kids. So it's like, oh, hell no. Defensive. Right. We get defensive, and we ain't about to do that.
That's why conference with the teacher is important.
It's very important. And not to go up to the school with your chest puffed out like what you did to my kid. You know what I'm saying? Right. You got to figure out what's going on and have a conversation. Well, that's what moms do. That's what moms do. Moms get into protective modes. And
go right into mama bear mode.
Yeah, exactly. And dad be like, boy, girl, what's going on here?
Yeah, the dynamics of everything. Yes.
So that's what it is that we really need to see.
And that's a good point you made, because the dads handle things so much differently. But when it's a single parent household and there's no dad there, it's like the mother's losing. She's emotional.
She need to find a cat like Big Rye, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Well, you know what I'm saying? We're going to end the segment off like that.
Okay. I think I need to take a sip of.
I'll be that baby, Pappy.
I need to take a sip about that.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, what Jay said, I have to say, though, while they may teach accountability, can make your constantly second guess what they should do in situations. The child. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want them to second guess, but we want them to also understand that, okay, you gotta look at yourself too. I think that should be taught at an early age. Yeah, you gotta look at yourself too. And I think those conversations are very necessary in the home. And I know none of us grew up with those type of conversations happening in our household. None of us.
No. And it takes just to have a conversation with your kid. Like I try to talk to my son at least 2 times a day.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Just to find out, grab his ear and see what he needs to do. So now I got to understand that when problems arise, I know they coming.
Right. And when we was having those conversations, those conversations when we was already in trouble.
Exactly.
I'm gonna whoop your ass. And that's
yes.
Why do you play hooky today? Oh, because the teacher was bothering me.
Right. Exactly.
Teacher made me feel stupid, so I didn't go to class.
So now you decided you're just gonna take it upon yourself, and that's why I used to tell Tisha, because Tisha would do things and react.
Look, to the you still mad? You still mad?
Yeah, no, man. Tisha took me through it, man. I don't know if she's still on here.
She grown now.
Yeah, she grown, but I used to be like, look, I can't defend you or fight for you if you punch a teacher in the face.
I'm saying she's gangster.
It's not gonna work.
That's that Snoop Dogg record.
What's going on beforehand so that we can work this thing out. But if you wild out,
warn me. Let me know what's going on so I can get in the middle of it and prevent the situation. Right. Don't just deal with it.
Because now
that's what they was doing.
Oh my God. I think all of us did that because I'm flinging chairs across the room with the teacher. I hate you.
Go to jail now. They done called the cops and you go to jail.
It's different. It's different now.
Exactly.
They don't just send you to Handler Glue's classroom no more.
No. Right. Exactly. No. Exactly. Go to the dean's office.
That's it.
Okay, guys, we got to bring our guest on. He's waiting so ever patiently backstage. And we're going to move forward.
This is our special day.
Yes. So. Yes. I'm excited about this guest. We didn't even introduce him yet, but hey, Artie.
Yes, he got to take his mic off.
Wait, we got to unmute him.
Yeah, unmute him.
Artie, unmute. Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Can't keep me quiet for long.
No. Hi, Artie. Welcome.
Thank
you. Never tardy to the party.
I try not to be because you never know what happens if you're tardy.
That's right.
But I heard y'all talk about school. Y'all had it easy. When I was growing up, the teacher could actually paddle you, whoop you, throw you in the closet, and all that stuff. So y'all had it easy. Wow. Yeah, we had paddles.
Wow.
We had.
But you from the South, right?
No, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. My parents are from. My mother was born in the South, but in Detroit, and back then, well, I'm not going to, throw my age out there. Back in the 60s, the kids were raised much differently. We had to respect the adults. If we threw a chair across the room, honey, you got dragged out, taken to the counselor. He told you to touch your toes, and there was a paddle that you got it. Bam, bam, bam. None of this. See, the kids are getting it off too easy nowadays.
Yeah.
Everybody
wants to say, "Oh, don't touch them," but you got to whoop them every now and then.
That you better send my child home, and I'll handle it. I don't know about the teacher because
in the schools, I don't know about the teachers.
Yeah, because the teachers when I was growing up, my teachers were they weren't black
and loving.
Right. So some of them didn't care about you in that way. They just wanted, nuns and whatnot. I know, some of my friends went to Catholic school.
I had no nuns.
Yeah.
I had one teacher. Her name is Miss Higgins. I never forget her. I used to go swimming at 8:00 in the morning because I was on the swim team. And so my afro would look like hell by the time I got out of it. So I would braid it up and put a little, tie it up. And I would get to her class and she would ask me to undo my hair. So I would look around. One day I looked around and I said, well, none of the girls got their hair down. They got it pinned up and they got it all tied up. So if they let theirs down, I'll let mine down. Well, you're a young man. You're not supposed to look like them. I said, well, then they should let theirs down, because if you're going to put it on me, then I'm going to put it on the whole class. She kicked me out the class, and I had to go down to the principal. It was during the year when we won our equal rights, and I said, you know what? She's interfering with my rights. If she's going to tell me to put my hair down, she better tell all the women, all the little girls to put their hair down.
That's right. That's right.
You was a rebel early on in life.
Early on, yeah.
Yeah, I can admit it.
Well, you know, today we're celebrating gay pride and all of that good stuff. And Artie, what does gay pride mean to you?
As a gay man in his 60s, it means a lot.
Told your age.
You just told your age.
I said in my 60s. I didn't see where in my 60s. And if there's anybody out there looking for a sugar daddy.
Okay.
Anyway. Gay pride today, it means so much differently than it meant in the 70s or in the late 60s, because, you know, we were fighting for so much back then. I remember as a kid growing up, there was a guy who lived across the street from me. They called him Red because his hair was dyed red. And at night, he would put on a halter top and some hot pants, heels, and walk down the street, going off to the bar. God knows what bar he was going to. And my mother would look at him and she said, he's a fag. That you're not that. Because everybody called me the little boy with sugar or whatever when I was growing up. And I didn't know what that meant.
Right.
But when I living in Detroit, moving to New York, pride became a whole different,
I can imagine,
a whole different feel. Because here in New York, you know, you everybody's prideful of what they are and their ability to be different. In the Midwest, people try to become part of the norm. They want to blend in. And what gay pride has done is people have stopped wanting to blend in so much and be their own little star.
Okay.
So gay pride nowadays it's the ability to be who you are, what you are, and do what you want to do.
Yes.
As long as it doesn't interfere with anybody else's rights or feelings, I believe people should leave other people alone and stop jumping in their business.
Now, I 100% agree with.
Yes, I do. Do you feel like we've come far enough, or that we got a long way to go?
Well, you know, every time we step 5 steps forward, we step 3 steps back. So, you know, 45 messed it up for a lot of the rights and a lot of the stuff that we had worked for and we had pushed for, because now people feel emboldened to talk about their prejudices and the things that they don't like about other people, and they want to put other people in the same box that they're in. But if you're not happy in your box, please don't try to put me in your box or put me in a box because you live in a box.
Right. Say it.
That's what 45 did. He helped people talk about their boxes, and now they want to put everybody in a box and they want to pull all our rights back. So I'm sorry. Why, if I'm gay, minding my own business, why should you get upset? Why should you be bothered? As long as you taking care of your business, then leave my business alone so I can live my life and you can live yours. Absolutely. I get upset when people try to impose their thoughts, their feelings, their beliefs on me.
I understand that completely. Yeah. And that's what I was going to ask you about. Like, I can imagine that throughout your life, you've had situations where you faced discrimination. How is it from now today? Like, is that something you're still dealing with? And how did you deal with it, you know, as you were growing up? Because I know you are a rocket. So I can imagine.
So I didn't actually come out until I was 19. Everybody else knew I was gay before I did. My high school friends, everybody knew I was gay before I did. So I didn't come out until I was 19. But I used to work at a store called Saks Fifth Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And I was part of the stock. I worked in stock, and I received the merchandise. And some truck drivers came in, and I went down to bring in the merchandise, which, you know, the garments and all that stuff. And one of the guys called me a fairy and decided that he was going to bodily move me.
Oh.
So I understood that I had a job and I didn't want to lose it, but I also understood that this guy had pushed me to the last limit, and he was about to hear about it. I left. I walked off. I walked off the loading dock. I went to the manager of the company, of the store, and I said, I'm about to hurt somebody right now because they're interfering with my rights. I've just been pushed, spit on, and somebody just called me a fag. That's not supposed to happen in here.
Mm-mm.
So you need to let me know right now, do I need to go get a lawyer or what? Because somebody out on the loading dock is out there calling me all sorts of names, and I have not touched them. The manager of the store decided that he was going to handle it his way. He didn't fire the guys, but he also didn't defend me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was at that point I understood that there is a degree of racism and homophobicness that goes on without us even knowing, without us caring.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, you can walk in the door and somebody will start talking about, don't you? You know, they used to talk. Oh, is he? Do you think? Oh,
yeah.
You got a little sugar. You know, all those things that it's very discerning, especially for the person on the other end. That you've already judged me when I'm walking in the door, that I'm a certain way, or that I'm lower than you. So
right.
I dealt with that a lot in the Midwest. Now, when I went to New York, oh my goodness gracious, it was I'm gay, proud, and happy, because New York during that time is a lot different now. But New York during that time, it was going through its own changes. The only people that were in the city were the artists, and the true artists. Most of them were gay. So we formed our own little niche. I lived in the East Village. I lived there in the early 80s, before it became popular, when cab drivers wouldn't even drop you off. They would drop you off at 14th Street and you had to walk. They would drop you off at 14th and 3rd and you had to walk over to Alphabet City. So that's 4 avenues over, and then however many streets you live down. But it was a great niche because a lot of gays moved into the East Village to find that sense of family and come up. And so no matter what went on, we had each other. Mm-hmm. So the strife that I felt at the workplace, by the time I got home, it was over. I worked for another conservative company when I got to New York called Bloomingdale's. Oh yeah, like no other store in the world. And, they hired me because I was different. And at the time, I started growing dreads, and I had one of the managers walk up to me and said, "What's wrong? How come you stopped combing your hair?" And I looked at him. I said, "It's against my religion to touch my hair." And he said, "Oh Lord, wait till I go tell Marvin Cross that." And so I'd have to have a fight with the manager of the store, who's a very famous man these days. But every day I had a fight with him until a very famous designer walked in one day, Perry Ellis, and he wanted to know, where did I get my clothes? And I told him, I got my clothes from my grandfather. I went in his closet and I got 5 suits from my grandfather, and I moved to New York. And I would wear those oversized suits every day. I'd wear a checkered, a blue, a stripe, and I didn't have the best of shirts. And he said, "I want you to come to my showroom, and I need you to pick out 8 shirts." He went upstairs to Marvin Traub at the time and told him, "I want him in my boutique every day to sell my clothes."
Wow.
And so when they told me that, I said, "Really? That man wanted me to do that?" And they said, "I'll do it." And so you know, I never really thought about the prejudice or the the stigma that was attached to me as a gay man as so much as a black man.
Black gay man, yes.
The black gay man in there first, because you're already discriminated against because you're black.
Right.
And then when you put the gay on top of it, that's the double whammy.
Right.
Then when you're an artist and you're and you have a different flair, you don't blend in with the rest of the blacks, or you don't blend in with all of them, then that's another one. Right. So I don't know if it was so much that I felt it, but I lived through it and kind of learned how to dance around it.
And we know you can dance. We know you can dance.
and you've definitely had a wonderful journey in life. I mean, you've done some great things. So your influence to people, I think, is excellent, because you've given people permission to kind of be who they are when they see you, because you still have a flair about you.
Absolutely.
I do.
Absolutely. You do.
Yes. I think it's diminished a little bit now, after you get older, it starts to fade a little bit.
Well, it's been a while since I've seen you, but I know the last time I seen you, it was there.
Okay, you seeing me now.
I'm seeing you right now, so it's still there. That's right. You see? You don't lose that.
You don't. I took 17 teenagers on a missionary trip to Brazil. I'll tell you that story. And so their parents, when they met me, they were all white. When they met me, they saw this and they were like, oh, well, I guess my child will be safe with you.
Oh.
And I said, well, I guess so. I mean, I'm not going to hurt them. And the mothers would say no. And the kids, when they wrote in to their parents, they're like, oh my God, he's so strict. He won't let us do this. He won't let us do that. Oh, he told me I had to take off all my makeup to go to the construction site. So at the end of the missionary trip, so, you come back into the U.S. and all the parents are there to greet their children. And every last one of them were running up to me and going, thank you so much. And I'd be like, why? Oh, my daughter, she wrote me and she told me that you wouldn't let her wear makeup. I said, well, yeah, I told her she couldn't wear makeup because she was going to go to a construction site, and you don't wear makeup when you're going to be sweating and lifting concrete and stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And, a lot of the little girls, they're at that age where they want to wear makeup and stuff like that. I was like, oh, no. You can only wear makeup when we go out in the street and do the missionary work. Then you can put it on.
For the look.
For the look.
Right.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a ghost and try to bring somebody to the Lord.
I can't. Artie, what advice would you give a young man or woman who's struggling with coming out or accepting, that they're gay?
Don't do it like I did. I waited to my 19th birthday to sow all my oats. I was tired of being frustrated. No, they should find other people that they can talk to. You need a friend. Everybody needs a friend.
Yeah.
You need a friend that you can talk to. You need a friend that you can let your hair down to. So they either need to find a friend or go to therapy. I went through therapy for 4.5 years. Loved it. Loved it. The first time I got there, I talked so much. The second time I came, I said, can I get on the couch and lay down? And I said, well, normally more advanced people lay down. I said, oh, if I lay down, I could tell you so much. I would go in there, lay down. I would be crying, napkins, give it to me, blah. And when I get up after the hour, I'd be, oh, thank you so much. I feel so much better. And I could go out and face the world. So we need that, especially young people. They need that. They need somebody they can go to and just let it out, talk about everything. And when they have that, then they can come out because the pressure, you got to pressure.
It's a lot of fear, I imagine, right?
Yes.
Well, it's the fear, it's the need to be yourself, it's the need to show who you are. You for so long you've been a little caterpillar, and then now you've been in this cocoon, and now you see your wings, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I can fly.
Right. Yes.
And
yes.
once you get that feeling, and you have nobody to accept you, then that's the spiral. That's the down spiral. When people come out and everybody disown them, and everybody moves away from them, and they realize they have no friends, and they have nobody to talk to. So you need that one person first, so that when you do step out, even if the world says we don't like you, you got a friend somewhere that says, no, it's okay.
Right.
It's
and you had that in your life, Artie.
Huh?
You had that in your life. You had someone.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't have that.
I did not. I didn't have that someone until I moved to New York. When I came out here in Detroit, I lost all my friends from high school, and some of the friends that I grew up with. So I really had nobody to really talk to. My mother was terribly upset that I come out. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I did have one person, my grandmother. When she found out, she said, everybody been calling you gay, been telling you that you had sugar in your bowl, and now that you said you are, everybody's upset. Why? So I used to talk to my grandmother a lot. And grandparents are very good about that, because you know what? They love you unconditionally, no matter what.
Yes.
Your real parents, because they're going through their own dilemma, because now they have a child that's gay, they're believing themselves or anything else. But the grandparents love you unconditionally, and they already knew.
Right. So seeing that you've been like in the community for so long, do you see change over time? Like, because to me, I've always been a person to be accepting to anything and accepting anybody. So, so to me, I'm just having a welcome and humble heart anyway. But over time, like, because you mentioned the 60s and 70s and stuff like that. So do you see it getting better? Like, is it a bigger change over time?
Well, in the Black community, it's gotten better. I can talk about that because I think I'm Black.
Yeah, I think so too.
I see a little something. I see a little something.
Yeah, I see a little melanin. Little bit.
But I think the stigmatism and the I don't know what this person is, and the fear of homosexuality has been turned down a level in the Black community, because we can't escape it. If anybody ever goes to the church and say there's no homosexuals in here, they better stop looking at the choir. And if they want to say, there's no lesbians in here, they better go to the church, to the nurses, because there's a whole lot of them there. We need to accept ourselves so that we can accept others. And I'm thinking, and what's happening is, now that we are becoming more comfortable with ourselves, and that's been a long battle. Blacks have gone through a long battle just to accept themselves, because this country hasn't accepted us.
That's right.
Exactly.
So we can't accept ourselves fully because we're not accepted fully. But the more we accept ourselves, the more we can let others around us be themselves. And what that means is that once Black people are more accepting of themselves, they can accept homosexuality. They can accept other things. And I used to have, on 42nd Street, we used to do the revivals on 42nd Street. I go back a ways here, and I used to have people, talking to me about, well, God doesn't like this, God doesn't. I say, He don't like none of that. And you can't just put a homosexual in a small little box by himself. You better go get everybody else, the liars, the people that sit around and daydream about doing it and don't do it. Those people, all those people, they in the same box as they are. But I don't identify as that. If I identify myself as a child of God, then I can walk in the kingdom of heaven, just like you can.
Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly.
you better
And
tell
you drop the mic.
Yeah.
Hold that.
There you go.
Take that. I'm here. I arrived.
That's right. That's right. That's why I love this conversation. But you know, we are almost coming to the end of our show. We could talk to you for the rest of the freaking night.
I just got on here. No,
I know. But we don't want you to leave.
It moves so quickly when you have good conversation.
You have good conversation. But we don't want you to leave us before you give us what we ask all our guests at the end of the show. What is your personal affirmation that enlightens, empowers, encourages, or entertains?
I'll get a clock going.
Well,
I
just want to be able to be here and be a light for others. If I can enlighten somebody with just my mere presence or talking to them, then I've accomplished my goal as far as I'm concerned in life, because all I've ever wanted to do is I used to sit in the backyard in Detroit and wish up in the sky, because I'd have to wish about things. And I would say, Lord, I don't want to be a bright star. I just want to be the little star that somebody like me can look up there and say, you know, I'm somebody. So I've never wanted to be something bright or anything, just a little star that helps others. So I think that's my aspiration, is to be able to help people, show people stuff.
I love that. I love that. But you know, the people don't know that you're a chef. So we're going to have you back on so you can do a cooking segment.
Oh, yes. I would love to.
We're definitely going to have you back on, because we are wrapping up.
I've had him do that for me in a different setting, and his personality, his food
is amazing.
If you've ever, Artie, that smack you did when you took that first sip, girl, go ahead and taste his food and see if you don't be wanting to slap him when you're done.
Like, listen, I've seen pictures of some of the food that he's made, and I'm like, oh, really? Here's
the thing that used to happen back in the day when I first moved to New York. So we were all poor, and people would invite me over their house, and they say, go in the refrigerator and fix anything you want. So I would go into people's refrigerator and start pulling out food and cook it right there. Or I had a you don't know Cat's Deli, right?
Yes.
That's my spot.
Pastrami. Yes.
Back in the day, Cat's Deli used to give out doggy bags to the bums for $1. And that was the scraps from the pastrami and the corned beef. Yes, I would get in that line and get my bag, and I would take it home. I would cut up onions, throw it in a crock pot with some beans, and then go to work. Oh, my God. I would smell my beans a block away. And invite friends over to eat. I'm like, okay, I got food. Come on.
That's right. Oh, that sounds good.
Bring the wine.
Our viewers and
have a feast. And have a feast.
Our viewers
love Artie. Wait till he comes on and he cooks for you.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be great. That's going to be great.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming
for shining a light and just, sharing your story. Because, I mean, that in itself is going to touch somebody, you know, sharing your story, which is why we wanted you here, to be able to give that to someone. Because someone, I'm sure you helped someone today.
Well, you helped me, because I never really understood. We had a conversation about the show, and I said I never really understood it, because like I said, from me, I've always been open to anybody.
Right.
So you know, that's why I asked you over time. But now I do understand, and I really understand it has become a long way, and it should be celebrated.
Well, look at that! I love that.
To me,
I love that.
Okay, Shay, you was right. You
see?
I told you it was gonna be good.
I was wrong.
I love that. Well, Artie, thanks again.
Thank you.
And we will be seeing you on our season 3 segment, and we're gonna definitely we might need some beans. I don't know, because your cowpeas is everything.
Listen, go to Cats and get that bag. Get that
they don't give them out anymore. They stopped giving it out.
Oh, wow.
Well, let me pick some up for you. Get them beans.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to give a round of applause to Mr. Artie Thompson.
Happy Pride Day.
Happy Pride Day to you, sir.
Thank you. Happy Pride.
That was a great show.
Great show.
That was great. That was a great show.
Yeah, you was right again.
Sometimes with we don't understand. Sometimes we what's the saying I want to say? We're afraid of things that we don't understand, or I don't know if that's the right word, but y'all get what I'm saying?
Apprehensive
about things that we don't understand. Yeah.
Right.
So
that's why it's important to have conversations with people.
Right. Absolutely. And this is why we're here. Conversations with the cousins.
Yes.
You know, we're all different, but yet we're the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? We're all different, but yet we're the same. And guys, you know where to find us on all social media platforms. Facebook,
Conversations with my cuz. And to our Heart Radio listeners, we shouting you out right now, and thank you for tapping in and then rocking with us and all of that good stuff. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Go subscribe. Yes, go subscribe to our channels, and we're almost to the end of season 2. We got one more show.
Yes.
One more show. Well, next week we won't be here, guys. No show next Sunday, but the following Sunday will be our season finale. So, can y'all believe it? It's like season 2.
2 seasons down. 2 seasons.
How many to go?
This is crazy, y'all. But as you guys know, I like to end every show with a quote. And the quote that I am going to read today is, we are not here to judge each other, but to love one another. Simply put.
Love it. Love it.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Peace and love.
Give it up for Conversation with my cuz.
Thank you guys. It was wonderful. Happy Friday.